Hi, this is a collaborative project with Natalie and myself. Forbidden love is a recurring theme that has been prevalent in artistic expression for centuries, from the classic Romeo and Juliet to modern love stories dealing with race, gender, sexuality, and more. The expression of these types of love that have been deemed unacceptable by society have been greatly influenced by their prohibition. Specifically, it is evident that queer romanticism, while now more accepted, has been extremely impacted by the hundreds of years in which it was illegal and individuals were shunned, jailed, and even punished by death for their actions. We will be analyzing how the aspect of forbidden love, due to societal constraints, shapes the way queer individuals express and accept love. The fear and insecurity that has been perpetuated within the queer community inhibits individuals from expressing their love freely compared to those who fit conventional standards of love. This includes the restriction of vocal and physical expression, which emphasizes the significance of small, seemingly unimportant gestures and private conversations. We will analyze the 2019 film Portrait of a Lady on Fire, directed by Celine Sciamma, which depicts the struggle of a lesbian romance in the 1700s. Mary Ann is commissioned to paint a wedding portrait of Eloise. However, she must do so without her knowing. The film emphasizes the societal pressures the two women face by showing how they vocally suppress their emotions even in their safe place. Mary Ann studies Eloise closely so she can paint her by memory. As she does this, they begin to talk. While the film does not have a large amount of dialogue, it becomes clear that the conversations that do exist between the two emit intense emotion and passion. As the film carries on, their exchanges and relationships change subtly. In one of the first scenes that Mary Ann and Eloise really look at one another, it is obvious that they are experiencing a connection. However, they suppress this through longing gazes and glances instead of verbal affirmation. Because an infatuation like this is prohibited, the small gestures prove to be significant and the tension flees through the screen. Even in private, every little expression shared between the two of them is so important because of the mere principle that their expressions are not allowed. In contrast, if their affection for one another were to be accepted, their expression of love would be much more physical and clear. In this shot, it seems as if their scarves represent their vocal suppression. During the scene when Eloise admits to feeling Mary Ann's absence, the shot focuses from Eloise's headshot and pans out and focuses on Mary Ann's headshot in order to emphasize that Eloise's comment held meaning. Although the shot shows that Mary Ann is visibly affected by her transparency, she looks troubled and is unable to respond, most likely from fear. Further, when Eloise first poses for Mary Ann, the headshot on Mary Ann stresses the way in which she studies Eloise, and how merely gazing at her affects her to the point where her breathing stiffens and she becomes flustered. The limitations on their romantic expressions make every instance more intense. Due to these restrictions and the multiple moments of silence, they are able to study each other with tremendous focus. Their longing for one another allows them to analyze each other's body language so accurately. They notice things about each other that not even themselves realize. Although they eventually express their feelings for each other, the limitations of their expressions do not end there. While they both know they had feelings for one another, the pressures from society regarding their forbidden love prevented them to love freely, whether it be subconsciously or out of fear. The time when they actually fully express their emotions, they express their immense sadness at the fact that their time is cutting short. Eloise and Mary Ann share a sorrowful moment where they begin to realize that they will never see each other again. All the love that was held back and built up is poured into tears as they have no other way to express themselves. Nevertheless, when their time is coming to an end, they know to cherish their moments together by remembering. They must forever appreciate their memories together, for it is all they will have for the rest of their lives. Since they will never be able to be with each other, they give so much value to little things to keep their love alive. Although this film is set in the 18th century, the messages that are presented remain relevant today. While love in 2020 is dramatically more inclusive, many queer individuals still find it hard to feel entirely accepted within their sexuality. Portrait of a Lady on Fire illustrates the complications that prevail when society does not fully accept queer love.
Society's expectations and standards have pushed individuals to hide from their sexuality and limit their expression of love. Heteronormativity has limited queer romanticism to gestures and mannerisms rather than verbal and physical behavior. The repercussions of years of homophobia and rejection prevents queer individuals from outwardly communicating their feelings.
Compared to straight love and other types of relationships that fit conventional standards, queer love is constantly subdued in order to please the general public. Although modern love is clearly more open, the struggles that queer individuals face have not diminished. The silence in this film represents the silence in which many individuals continue to live their life.
However progressive, queer love is still not well represented in media, and the times when it is usually in place of a supporting role or further depicting concerning stereotypes of these marginalized groups. The ideals and normalities that are so often portrayed limit those to either conceal their feelings or act in a way that inhibits their true, genuine, and authentic self.
While we live in this modern age where communication is free and careless through social media and dating apps, queer individuals still often obscure themselves. Love in 2020 is all-encompassing and unrestricted, yet some individuals still regulate and control their behavior as the fear that has been instilled carries on.
The film analyzes how social standards impact the way we love. The love between Marianne and Eloise is not permitted, so their love exists between glances, quick touches, and silence that speaks louder than words. Their expression is limited yet powerful, as these small moments they share are much more intense.
To answer our original question, the social restraints that are placed on queer individuals inhibit them from loving freely, which in return results in an emphasis on seemingly insignificant gestures. Even in private, even in safe places, every word and every glance holds so much power as the anxieties of oppression remain pervasive throughout the queer community and society in general.
Thank you.